We're back, and the gang's all here. Sphinx City is a modern and magical metropolis where the BBG is capitalism. Greedy CEOs, corrupt officials, and evil corporations beware because our heroes are on the case. The dwarven chef fighter who married into the mob, Belkor the Butcher Ironbelly, played by Dale Daniels Jr. The goblin monk artificer with a robotic dog that turns into a rocket-powered skateboard, Jaster Fixadet, played by Taylor Hellstrom. The Goliath sorcerer, former assassin and father that's been called out of retirement, John the Painter Smith, played by Daniel Hargrove. The kobold college dropout, alchemist, and street seller of pharmaceuticals, Tint, the TNT, played by Mailto. And the dungeon master is none other than Justin Galliani. The 1% may have money, resources, and influence, but they're about to get 99% of their asses kicked. So get the f*** on the subway and let's get started, baby. Hey gang, and welcome back to another episode of Sphinx City Season 2. I'm Justin. I'll be your dungeon master for this evening. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm joined today by a cast of incredible characters and friends, and we're going to play a little bit of D&D. Let's go around and do some introductions. We'll start alphabetically with Dale, but then I've been editing episode 1. Let's throw it in a popcorn style and see who Dale picks to go after that.
Hi, I'm Dale. I play Belkor Ironbelly, a dwarf chef in the Mafia, who is currently going around trying some new foods at the carnival, the festival, Fey Festival. I guess I'll popcorn to Daniel.
Hello everyone, I'm Daniel, also known as Daniel the DM across all corners of the internet. I go by he, him pronouns, and so does my character, John Smith. A completely original and definitely not copyright infringing character. With that, I'm passing it over to Taylor.
Oh, hi, I'm Taylor. I work with Justin on the Soyouwannabeadm podcast. You can find us on Spotify, Apple, anywhere you find podcasts. So You Want to Be a Dungeon Master. Everywhere else we're So You Want to Be a DM, TikTok, Instagram. Check out the links in the bio / whatever to find us. And also, we got merch. We got t-shirts. We get t-shirts and hoodies and all kind of fun stuff. So check that out. ttrpgswag.com / So You Want to Be a DM.
/pages /SYWBADM.
Yeah, I should have probably checked that before I did the intro thing.
It's cool. It's in our link tree.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, check it out. And I'll be playing Jaster Fixadet, a little goblin handyman who is also a fighter in the cage fights and stuff. And we're gonna see what's up with all these bad guys rooting around this Fey Festival. And I guess I'm just gonna kick it off to Molly.
Ow. As if there was anyone else to round this out. Picked last once again. It's like high school basketball all over.
Oh no.
I'm Molly Adeza. I go by she, her pronouns. You can find me all across your favorite apps, both those that might be banned and may not be banned, as Molly Adeza, and on my website, where you can find my debut novel, The Revenant's Bargain, which has this cool map in it there. And today I will be playing Tint, the little kobold artificer, college dropout, just trying to make his way in this crazy world and sell some pharmaceuticals on the corner. Definitely for the betterment of society, not in a capitalistic way.
Of course.
And he's super excited to meet up with his friends at the festival.
That is right, because last we left off, our heroes find themselves at the Feywild Festival in the center of Midling Park. All of these booths have been set up, different stands and marketplaces. There are all different kinds of rides. There's a Ferris wheel. There's the zipper. If you're interested in undoing all of the delicious food that they also offer here. There's even a tunnel of love. There's games. There's shows. All kinds of stuff here. all with a Fey theme. And by Fey, we sort of mean Italian, but one and the same in Sphinx City. And so, last time, our heroes defeated Dominic Infierno, the head of the Grey Gardeners, got a ton of information out about the plotting of Zusk Burgos, the plan to bring in an alien invasion. All of these separate plans to power them up or to create another army to join them upon their arrival so that they could take over Sphinx City. So things are dire. Then John Smith stabbed that guy, I'm pretty sure, in the throat, maybe.
Yeah, looked him in the eyes while I did it. Yeah.
Yeah. Somewhere near the vitals, a truly brutal moment. And then the party got some items off of him, split their separate ways, went back to their respective houses. Jaster did a little bit of research with MS-DOS, the hacker friend. Belkor Ironbelly spoke to the Don. John Smith had a heartfelt conversation with his son. And Tint, what did Tint do? Some crazy work, I think.
A nap
He
and
slept like 12 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
It's a huge part of
'Cause he
it. I forgot.
Tint went 2 combats without a long rest because energy drinks. He also translated that language. Don't forget that.
Yes, Tint was finally able to translate the untranslatable, to decipher an alien hieroglyphic language, and be able to decode what Zusk Burgos' boss. It turns out that the BBEG is actually just a SBEG. He's a small bad evil guy. Go with me on that. And
MPG, medium evil big bad guy.
he's pretty big, but not the biggest.
Can we shove him? Sorry.
You could shove him. He's medium.
It's a size.
Yeah,
It's a size trip. It's a size trip.
Wait, can Tint shove him?
Ooh,
The
good
true
question.
test.
Good question. Depends how much friction there is. And so our heroes have gathered so much information already about all these different plans and plots that deal with this alien invasion. And we know that the festival plays into it. We know that there's some sort of testing, experimentation that is happening here by the hands of Astral Zeneca, an evil pharmaceutical group, sort of Tint's competitors in some ways, you might say. And so, here we are. Here we are. It is a weekend. You all find yourselves at the festival. Again, music is playing. It is kind of like middle afternoon. There are string lights. There are stands with beautiful different awnings of all different colors. You see that there are these like performers who are like living statues who just stand still and then will like scare kids or something like that, or pose for pictures. There's all different kinds of food options, but also like just market stands and stuff. And so you guys are all at the festival. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm definitely going straight to the food stands.
Absolutely. Yeah, Belkor, you are mesmerized. It's almost a little bit of just overwhelming sensations, the smells, the sights, all the different things that you're seeing here. Everything looks authentic. It looks legit. It just looks, this is real Fey food. This is Fey food that a Nona makes, on a Sunday. All day kind of thing. And so go ahead and make me, I'm going to say with advantage because you're literally a chef. Go ahead and make me like a perception or investigation check or something like that.
Oh, they both have a +1, so. That is an 18.
You see there is a pastry stand called Il Duce. that has everything from cannolis to sfogliatelli and bombolini, little Italian donuts. There's strufoli, all different kinds of incredible pastries that are light, most of them filled with some kind of delicious sweet cream. You see that there is a stand that just does pasta, and it's just called Carbo Load. And then there's a place that has all different kinds of aged cheeses and smoked meats and stuff like that. It's just called Charcuterie. And finally, you see an olive stand that just specializes in like antipasta and just all different kinds of like olives and preserved things that are in different oils and stuff, like stuffed peppers. There's like anchovies in little tins and like all different kinds of crazy stuff. And that place is called Olive Forever. And it's overwhelming. There's so many incredible things here. The authenticity of it, I think, is truly what takes you away in this moment. Just the idea that, like, they're not half-assing. This isn't the Olive Yard, right? Like, this is legitimate Fey food.
Real
and there's a
meatloaf.
comfort in that. I think it can even be a little distracting just because you're here for, like, technically here for, like, a mission. But there's so many incredible foods going on. There is one stand in particular that, and not in a good way, stands out. But we'll get back to that when we see what everybody else is doing.
Glad I ate before this, because I don't know, I'm starting to get hungry again, because all that sounded like fantastic.
It's good stuff. And you see even the people like serving the food look like they're Fey in of themselves and like know what they're talking about. They even speak a little Sylvan as they're serving customers and stuff like that. People are enjoying it. You see some kids kind of freaking out, being like, Dad, where's the chicken nuggets? And they're like, you're gonna have roasted red peppers on ciabatta bread with arugula and you're gonna like it.
No, but I don't like it.
The arugula is spicy. It's peppery. Grow up. Anybody else? What else are you guys, the rest of you, focusing on as you're entering into this incredible? It's not like the biggest thing in the world. I mean, big enough that it's like a county fair if you've been to one. You know, there's a ton of stands, but it's not like Six Flags or some shit.
So now, what does security look like for this event?
Incredibly minor. They're chilling. There's like beat cops at the entrances and the exits. There's like they have their own. It's not even actually like a quote unquote police stand or security stand. It looks like because the event is put on by the city, that it has like some partnership with the police, which is why it's as opposed to being like private security. However, other than at the entrance and exits and stuff like that, there's only one other person standing outside the medical tent. There's just a very tiny medical tent, just worst case scenario kind of stuff. You know, probably for insurance reasons, they have to have a medical tent, you know?
Yeah.
But there's, incredibly light.
Then I think what I'll do is, I think I'm going to ritually cast Detect Magic and just kind of walk around in general the venue and try to see if I see any traces of some of the magical components we've been running into, whether it's the soil or the dahlias, and kind of the signature that those have been leaving behind that we've kept seeing.
No doubt.
And just kind of wandering around and just wandering the premises and see if anything kind of blips on my radar.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead and make obviously Detect Magic will just show you things. You're not actually rolling for the Detect Magic. But because there's actually a lot pinging off, some of it irrelevant, I'm going to say make an Arcana or Perception or Investigation, like one of those three, with advantage.
Ooh, that's well, all of those get a +1. So regardless, all of those are a 19.
Incredible.
All those categories.
Just to help flavor my description, which one do you think John would do?
I think right now it's probably a mix of perception and arcana, but mostly arcana of just trying to narrow down what arcane signatures
because you're
are
seeing
unusual.
a lot. Like things are pinging both on your teammates. There's like random street people just have magic items, you know? Like you'll just see somebody walking with like a locket that glows. And so that can kind of throw you off a little bit. Magic is so prevalent in Sphinx City that it's kind of a little jarring. However, you also notice that there's a couple stands that are selling items. There's a stand that is referred to as Dante's Inferno. It's a glass blowing stand, and they have a couple pipes there and stuff that glow magically that are just for sale there. You see that there is a mask store, like Venetian style masks, like those almost like theater masks, but they're very like Italian. Like sometimes they have like a long nose or something. There's sometimes like porcelain and stuff like that, usually beautifully painted. A lot of them are like white on one side, black on the other, with like gold accents and stuff. But you see some of those masks are giving off a magical glow. You focus in and you're trying to find something familiar, something that raises red flags as opposed to just the normal magic that you would find in Sphinx City. And it takes a little bit. You have to kind of walk pretty deep into the actual festival before things start clicking a little bit. And interestingly, you're actually really close to Belkor. It's not coming from Belkor, don't worry. But you and Belkor are kind of looking in the same direction for very different reasons. You're looking obviously for magic, and Belkor's looking because he's like, that's not Fey. That's not Fey food. Why is that there? And so I think there's a quick moment where your eyes meet and you're like, you kind of notice that you both are checking out the same thing. And before I describe what it is specifically, Jaster and Tint, what are you guys doing in this moment?
I'm also going to do the ritual cast of Detect Magic, but really it's just I pull on like some goggles and like touch a button on the side and it just kind of like is charged up so that I can do Detect Magic for a little while. And I'm also going to kind of wander around and I'm really looking for, I know we're looking for some kind of portal, I think. So I'm going to kind of hunt around and see if there's anything like any large magical signatures that I can find. Not so much items that are on people, but more things that are around that are large and magical.
Okay, cool. So then same thing, Arcana, Investigation, Perception with advantage because you have Detect Magic going.
22.
But with the 22, you see it a little bit sooner than John did. And the reason is you're expanding your scope a little bit. Your field of vision is a little larger because you're looking for bigger signatures. And so you do find a signature. The thing is, it's definitely not conjuration. So that throws you off because you're like, it's not a portal.
It's not a transport thing, right?
Yeah. But
what is it though?
There is a similar signature that I'm reading in a large area. And as you get a little bit closer and start to fine tune your Detect Magic, you discover that the reason it looks so big is because there are a bunch of just, let's call them like patrons or customers of the festival who all have a similar signature. And they're standing kind of close together. So like from a distance, you think it's like one big signature, and instead it's a bunch of little signatures all sort of massed around. Transmutation.
Okay.
So you're picking up transmutation vibes, but it's not like you can't dispel magic.
Right.
As an example. That being said, they all are surrounded. They're at a couple of like picnic tables and like chairs and like a seating area all around a particular stand, a food stand specifically, that does seem a little out of place. And you see that a little bit ahead of you, Belkor and John have spotted it.
Gotcha.
You guys are all looking at the same thing pretty much, just from different angles. Tint, what are you up to?
I think Tint is like, I'm gonna search, and then he gets distracted by food.
Mm.
He's like 19 years old, right? There's so much good food here. And his path just goes off towards whatever smells best. And as he passes the kid that's like, wait, the chicken nuggets, he's like, chicken nuggets sound good. They do. But he's gonna beeline for like the greasiest, like whatever smells just draws him in.
Hell yeah. There is a pizza place also.
Oh yeah. Yep, that's it. Do they have breakfast pizza?
That sells by the slice. They do not have breakfast pizza.
It's slightly sad. They
do have all different kinds. Just what you're seeing, obviously Molly would be more familiar with this. You're seeing like authentic Napoli pizza. Like it's like you pick it up by the crust and it like drips because the fresh mozzarella is like wet and stuff like that. People are using fork and knife. Like that's what you're seeing here. And you see that there's a fire genasi running the place and is just using their bare hands to pick the pizza up off of the stone fire grill and is just able to handle everything themselves. They're wearing a large chef hat and they have a white apron on with a name tag that says margarita.
Hi, can I get one of each?
You want the one of each?
One of each.
One slice of each. You got it, boss. No problem.
If you could just stack them.
Right. You want the skyscraper. I understand.
Yep. That's it. Is it also on a stick? Is that like
black olive in the middle? And he starts stacking several slices of pizza, charges you whatever it would cost, and then hands you this like leaning tower of pizza.
Tint's gonna take it, and now satisfied with his hunger as he just like almost has to unhinge his jaw to eat this, but he's determined. It's definitely like all over his face. He did not grab napkins at all.
What 19-year-old does.
Yeah, a 19-year-old either grabs no napkins or all the napkins and puts them in their car glove box.
Yep.
And never sees them again.
Yeah, Chipotle is so
and forgets
sorry.
They're there.
How much theft.
And then Tint's gonna search for, is there a like science-y fair part of this where it's like, you know, like high school robotics class or like, you know,
the Fey Festival?
Yeah.
I think
this is a community festival, isn't it?
It's so specifically a Fey Festival, and therefore it's more of a cultural festival and less of a block party kind of vibe.
Are you saying the Fae don't appreciate robotics clubs in high schools?
What have the Italians ever done for us? I'm just kidding. I think Galileo is Italian. Pretty important.
Hey.
Moving on. I'm Italian, by the way.
That was like 300 years. So, I mean, really, what have they done lately?
Or is there a like
The Sopranos.
like a short, or like are there like booths of local, I don't know if they'd be local, but like he's just looking for tech
Oof.
or medicine, something.
I mean, there's the medical tent.
There is the
You're not seeing any. You're seeing them celebrating their older culture, like traditional culture and stuff like that. So you're not seeing a ton of tech. I think the closest you would get to tech is glass blowing. Yeah.
All right, so Tint has now walked this entire festival looking for the slightest sign of technology and is pissed that there's none.
Amazing. Yeah.
He was looking for like some revolutionary like oven that was gonna cook meatloaf better or something, and he just gets glass blowing. This is now the like
That's so funny.
teenage son that gets brought to Ren Fair. Like, where's the cool shit?
I guess there's a little bit of technology in regards to the animatronic that's playing goalie at the soccer game.
Tint, after seeing like it's either that or glass blowing, is gonna wander back, get another Eiffel or another what we say Leaning Tower of pizza, and then he's gonna search out probably John, since John's tallest in the crowd of this group.
100%. For sure. Yeah, you have a dwarf and a goblin and a kobold.
Where the hell is everybody?
Tint's like John says that. Yeah, Tint's just like at his elbow with the pizza, like I'm right here. Been here for like 5 minutes.
All right, just blend in, act natural. Something's going on over there.
As Tint's unhinging his jaw to eat more pizza.
Amazing.
Hey,
Yeah,
Oh.
a little bit of a view here.
It's so pretty.
Jaster, John, and Belkor. You guys are all staring in the same direction at this stand in the back where there are two people heading this booth as they are handing out massive turkey legs. And Belkor, right away, you're like, delicious, but not Fey. That's not Fey food. That's fair food, which is fair for this, but this is a Fey festival, not a county fair, so this is weird. And so definitely sticks out. John, you can sense that it's unique. The magic is unique that you're sensing, and it's not the same as the fertilizer or the black dahlias or anything like that, but it does stand out enough that you're like, huh. And Jaster, what you're feeling is all of those people, there's obviously way more people at this festival, but like, spare me the rigmarole of having 1,000
like
tokens on the
all
map.
of their names.
Yeah.
Like all their names and their
attendance
names. I want backstories for each of them.
Tint
So
is
we
going to
just
go
have
around
these
asking
8
everyone's name.
And these 8 people, all of them are already eating the turkey legs.
And they're the ones
And-
that have the transmutation magic on them.
That's what you're sensing. That's why from a distance it
Gotcha.
looks like one mass of magic. But as you got closer, you pinpoint that it's just a bunch of sources of magic that are all the same. And so this is where you all find yourselves. You guys aren't doing anything to particularly be stealthy.
We're vibing.
We're just meandering.
We haven't even.
Yeah.
Not even.
Festival
We're
goers.
Such a
We're natural.
easy dice roll. And you figure
Yeah.
this out.
Wait, you want me to throw my pizza at someone?
So let me ask you this, gang. What would your passive stealths be? So just 10 plus your stealth bonus. What are we looking at? 15? 12.
13.
14.
14. Okay. Unfortunately, on average, they are going to have higher perceptions than
Tint
that.
does just walk up and is like, "Hey, John, do you want pizza?"
No.
No
No.
attempt.
No.
No. Okay.
So what I'm going to say is they spot you, they recognize you, and for the most part, you recognize them as you see that none other than Laura Ka and some strange doctor-looking individual with orangish hair, bowl cut, big, large, circle-rimmed glasses, with a massive turkey leg in his hand.
He's got a little turkey leg. I like that.
He does have a turkey leg. That is very real. And so we have Laura Ka and Dr. Avanasti manning this station. Laura Ka, the head of PR for Astral Zeneca, and Dr. Avanasti, the head of the R&D department, are selling turkey legs at the Fey Festival as they do a live humanoid experiment with whatever their super soldier serum is meant to be. As they spot you, specifically, you see that Laura Ka notices Jaster and Belkor having, you know, you guys have destroyed a lot of their plans and straight up murdered a lot of their colleagues. And so they know of you.
No.
There's no surprise there.
What?
They're familiar. They've done their research on you just like you've done your research on them. And so they see you all
I'm
and
just a little
immediately
goblin
are
boy.
like, oh fuck. And it is for these reasons I need everyone to roll for initiative.
Oh no, guys. The dice betrayed me.
Oh no.
They're going away. Or do you keep them out? Like if you roll a nat 1,
They go back
does
in the
that
bag.
like
It goes back in the bag.
I feel like though, like probability wise, they're less likely to roll a nat 1
That's what I
more.
feel. Until they do it again, and then they're next. But I do give them
Alright.
second chances.
They're worth too much not to give a second chance. If these were like one of my, 10 sets for $10 off Amazon, it's different. So yeah, so I got a nat 1.
I got an 8.
What's the total with the nat one?
Oh. 3.
And John?
11. I am not rolling hot on initiatives for like the past month. In every game I play, I have not rolled them up like a 11, 13.
Surely the people at the fair aren't going to be our enemies, right?
Surely
Oh.
not. It's so weird that you say that too, because as we jump into combat, you see these 8 specific individuals chomping down turkey legs. You see them wide-eyed and ferociously eating these turkey legs like they can't get enough. And as they are like cleaning the meat off the bone, you see all of them almost simultaneously stop what they're doing, drop the bone out of their hand, and start like feeling around. As they start sweating, their pupils become dilated. They start like frantically looking around. They're trying to find the medical tent. You see Laura Ka and Avanasti's expressions quickly turn from excitement to confusion to disappointment, as it seems like the trial is not going how they were hoping, as all 8 of these individuals, these regular city folk of Sphinx City who came here to enjoy the festival like everybody else, and unfortunately decided to go against all of the unwritten rules of a traditional cultural festival and get the one food that is so obviously not part of that culture.
They kind of deserve this, is what
And
you're
so
saying.
They kind of brought it on
deserve
themselves.
this. Yeah, I'm drawing a hard line.
Not
and
a
saying,
victim blame or
If you
anything, but
go to
I
a Fey
mean-
festival and you eat a turkey leg,
They ate around and
this is
found
what
out.
happens. And so
Be
you
warned.
guys all see truly one of the most horrifying sights of your life, as all 8 of these individuals explode,
Oh, jeez!
turn inside out into just piles of meat.
Are the bits
Okay.
of turkey also like visible? Yes.
Gross, Justin.
And so
Oh.
these piles of meat,
Gross. Absolutely disgusting.
these piles of meat are like oozes in some ways. They have like pseudopods and these like appendages and tendrils that come out as they're sort of sloshing across the ground. The most ear-splitting, squelching sounds. And it is their turn first.
Justin, we got to talk about your obsession with making bodily fluids and waste into oozes.
It happened 2 times.
Two
Yeah,
times
two
too
times.
many.
We
A
got a
lot,
nickel
but
for each time.
It's weird that it happened twice.
As soon as I saw this monster, I was like, that's pretty cool. I don't know, it's pretty cool. I think I might have to do it. Because here's what happens with this particular creature or creatures is you see them beginning to crawl and pull themselves using these meaty pseudopods across the fair floor. And some of them approach each other before going to attack anybody else. And what happens is you see their muscles and all of the exposed viscera begin to fuse together as they
Of
join
course.
into
Justin.
larger and larger piles of absolute guts.
This is
And
so vile.
so
How are the PR lady and the scientist, how are they reacting? Loricats and Avenasi. How are they reacting to this turn of events?
they are looking. I mean, they're definitely not pleased by it. This is not what they
Okay.
were looking for. This is the experiment is an abject failure. This is not what the super soldier serum is supposed to do.
That's not
Believe it
Captain
or not.
America.
That's not America's
Yeah.
ass.
That's not America's gooch.
That's America's beef.
Sorry, that's a reference to pre-recording conversation.
And we'll combine
It's America's innards.
this one. Let me just get rid of these.
Justin, you've ruined turkey legs at Ren Fair for me.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that.
What do you mean? Ren Fair is exactly where they're supposed to be. It's fine.
That's true.
So as
That's
long as
true.
I don't eat,
Get the
Don't go-
pizza at
Right.
the Ren Fair.
There you go.
If I-
Yeah.
if I get the
Explode.
meatloaf at the Ren Fair, good to know.
Explode.
This is just
I got
a
spaghetti
PSA
and
in
meatballs.
disguise.
You got spaghetti and meatballs. Don't do that. You're gonna turn into a
I
spaghetti.
got spaghetti and meatballs at the Red Fair. What are you playing ready
No,
for?
don't do that.
Treat me like a
I've seen this
bastard.
movie. You're gonna turn into a spaghetti.
Turn into a big meat monster.
I don't know, guys.
Never
Like,
hit
watching
anything from your mother.
Watching the joust while eating spaghetti and meatballs does actually sound like it would slap. All right, someone needs to take all of Justin's Cobalt Press books away.
But yeah, they all gotta go.
I'll make a trip to Jersey. I'll make it happen.
Okay, great.
Demonic entities that they summon from this book.
It's really bad.
I was on page 246 and you wouldn't believe what I found last week. Oh,
You weird close. It's 252.
Wow. Wow. Somebody's metagaming. Somebody went out and bought the books.
Flip to that page. Flip to that page.
I'm trying. What are the resistances?
What is going to happen now as the 8 globules of meat have formed, joined together to create 3 larger individuals, 2 of which are huge now. Just these massive mounds of exposed muscle and crushed bone and things of that nature. Just inside out people combined together. And a large one. That guy can only move there. And that guy's only going to move. And so only green is actually going to be able to... Ooh, that might not be true. What's their reach? Unfortunately, their reach is pretty good. So, okay. John, you're getting 2 attacks on you.
oh boy, yeah.
You're getting
Tint,
slapped.
you're getting 1 attack. And Belkor, you're getting 3 attacks.
Boy,
Let me triple check and make sure.
These look
Psych.
like spaghetti monsters.
Actually, I double checked because I want to play everything by the book for the most part, with the exception of Rule of Cool, as long as it's in the player's benefit, and it would not be in the player's benefit to do it this way. Them joining is an action, so actually they can't attack this turn. So that is all they're able to do as these imposing meat guys get closer and sort of block your way a little bit. As we move on to Jaster's turn.
Yeah. I'm going to first and foremost yell to Twofer, hey, go light him up, and have him run forward. And I'm going to try to I should be able to flamethrower breath green and pink because it's a 15-foot cone.
Please don't be immune. Please don't be immune.
So DC 14 Dex.
DC 14 Dex.
Pyromancer, every single fight.
Oh dear God! Please don't let them be resistant.
So Twofer starts jumping over the tables, lands in the perfect spot, and kind of opens up.
Hell yes. They both fail.
Nice.
They're not great at the dex, considering that they are blobs of broken bones, organs, and sinew, and all kinds of tissues.
Well, thank God at least something makes sense in this world. 12 damage, fire damages.
Opens their mouth, flamethrower pops out. They definitely take the fire damage. They're certainly not resistant or immune to that.
Cool. And then I'm going to run up myself. And traditionally, this is a bonus action, but will you let me activate my astral arms as an action instead of a bonus action?
I'm fine. Like
you can trade down, right? I don't know if that's
technically. If you're going rules as written, no, you can't.
No,
because you can't you can't have a barbarian misty step then rage. You know what I mean?
Then I don't give a shit. I'll just wait.
Go for
it. I'll just wait. I'm just waiting.
Folded under zero pressure.
No, I was always gonna fold. I'm cool with it. Go for it.
No, okay.
I always like to let the viewers know. Technically, you can't, but I'm cool with it.
Sure.
That way, you don't get a comment from somebody being like, actually, you can't on page fucking whatever. Listen, nerd, I'm cool with it.
All right, and then it's going to be another dexterity save for both of them.
What's the DC on this?
14.
14? Okay, green fails. 2 fails.
Oh, wow. They're going to take 2 force damage. I rolled 2 ones.
Okay.
And that's going to do it.
Incredible. As we move past Jaster's turn, as his astral arms pop out from his back and make fists at these bags of meat, we go over. It is Dr. Avanasti's turn.
You know, we've had some pretty gross monsters here on So You Want to Be a DM, but this is by far one of the grossest.
It's not great.
People! They're people!
It's not great. As we are going to see Dr. Avanasti is going to cast a spell on himself.
He's casting Fireball on himself? Nice.
Oh, ballsy.
Yeah. Wild.
He saw us and was like,
reaction,
no.
amplify the flames.
Mm-hmm.
He quickly was like, he looks over at Lorcan and is like, maybe the turkey legs are undercooked. And that's what this is, actually. It's just food poisoning. Very bad food poisoning. Yes, I'll cook them all quickly. Fireball. No. He casts a spell on himself. You see green sand begin to spin around him. It almost looks like it's in the shape of an hourglass that is like slowing things around him down a little bit as he casts haste on himself. And that will give him an extra action plus a million other things. And so then he will just take the dodge action and chill there.
What a nerd.
Absolutely.
Come and
he has
fight
an
us.
insane bowl cut. And after his turn, John, that is you.
Oh boy, yeah. Are the big old monsters blocking the line of sight from the doctors from me?
It depends. Depends on the arrow. If you're going like kind of through the center of them, I would say it might block line of sight. But if you can like angle it right.
Okay. Am I in the melee attack range of this big meat monster?
You certainly are.
Okay. Well,
They look big. That you think that they have more than a 5-foot reach.
it is.
They
what
haven't
it
attacked
is.
yet, so you don't know if it's 10 or 15. But
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have
at
to
least 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try to move out the way. I'm gonna try to move
Bitch, get out of the way.
here behind this cart is what I'm trying to do.
That would trigger an attack of opportunity as they have a 10-foot reach. So as you move into the 15-foot
Tight.
range,
Disadvantage, please.
disadvantage heard. Ooh, that first one's probably gonna miss. Ooh, no, the second one was worse. 2 plus a 12.
AC is 18 resting.
That is right.
I'm not that good at math, but I think that doesn't
Totally
hit.
misses as you see this flesh tendril reach out and snap at you. It almost looks like every part of their body is living, like as if they have the ability. They're so malleable that they have the ability to like create a tendril in any direction, and like make body parts out of any part of them. Like they are piles of stem cells almost in that
Right
way
there.
of like the ability to just like create a mouth at the end of their arm or something like that, or just like ears pop out somewhere. Like absolutely horrendous, these guys.
Oh, I hate these
I
monsters so
look back-
much, Justin. I hate these monsters so much.
I look like I say, "Good Robo Dog," and I hide behind the cart so I'm out of sight line. Bonus action: I activate my innate sorcery, and then let's see here. How far is 60 feet from me? Let's find out. Bring out the magic
I think
ruler.
everyone's in range of 60 feet.
Perfect. So at here at 40 feet,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna cast summon dragon.
Insane.
Sheesh.
And so you watch as like this like hellfire circle appears in the air, and then as it begins to emerge, all the flames begin to coalesce into the body of a dragon, and then I am going to change
Is there
its
a
element.
type of dragon?
Yeah, I'm gonna
color or
change its
something?
element so that my purple like Goliath, my cloud giant heritage, the lightning begins to turn the flames purple, and then a purple dragon lightning
yeah.
dragon appears right next to them.
Rad as fuck.
So because of tokens that I have available, it's gonna look blue, but it's purple.
Love that it
Animates.
moves.
I like
I
that.
love that it's
That's
animated.
vibrant.
It's the only thing that's animated on the whole,
I know.
the whole
Isn't that
map.
insane?
But I love that.
I love
Hold
that.
on. Daniel, how big is it?
It
What's
is
the-
large.
Okay, good to go. You can move it around as you see fit.
Nice. So what it is going to do, let's see here. It makes 2 attacks on its turn.
And this is concentration?
Yes, so I'm concentrating on this spell. So I'm going to have it make 1 melee attack. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the other doctor's name.
There's Laura Ka.
Lorica.
Yeah, she's head of PR. So you see her in like a blazer with like a turtleneck, the bob haircut. She has like a posh British accent. She's very hoity-toity and snarky and like gifted with her words. And then Dr. Avanasti is like the least charismatic person, physically at least. He's actually low-key charismatic as fuck, but that's stat block reasons and not necessarily character personality reasons.
Gotcha.
Sorcerer. Got it.
Okay, so my bad. It's 2 attacks towards her coming in.
Incredible.
First attack is going to be a 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
Second attack is going to be a dirty 20 to hit.
That'll also hit.
So they will take, for the first one, or for those 2 instances of damage, 16 points of piercing damage.
Incredible.
And then, so I want to read this out loud just to make sure that this sounds correct. The Draconic Spirit makes a number of attacks equal to half the spell level rounded down. So that'd be 2 attacks. And it says, and it uses its breath weapon. I just want to make sure I'm not using too many abilities.
No. It says
turn.
and. It says
Okay.
and.
So then he's going to use his Dragon's Breath. So in a 30-foot cone, it's going to be a DC. It uses my spell save DC, which is now bumped up because of Arcane Sorcery, or Innate Sorcery 2, DC 18 Dexterity saving throw.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And they're dead. That's it. No more.
And the fight is over.
Lorica makes
Back it up.
Oh no!
Lorica makes it. Dr. Avanasi does not.
Okay.
Nat 20 on the Constitution save, though, so
Ooh.
I think he'll keep concentration. Thank gosh, because losing haste sucks.
Oh, he's losing haste before.
I
He's losing
know,
haste within
but
a round.
losing it this fast, he doesn't even get to use it. I need the man to have a chance at just using some of the effects other than that first action.
So that's going to be 9 points of lightning damage to anybody who failed.
So you get as far away from these meat things as possible. One slashes out at you, it misses, and then you go into your innate sorcery stance, summon a purple dragon that breathes lightning, very close to the Astral Zeneca folk, and it starts attacking and breathing lightning, as it does.
As it
does.
does.
Insane.
One does.
And so that is John's turn as we move to Laura Ka's turn. What are you going to do? Probably.
Run. Fireball on self.
This might be my new favorite spell.
Yeah, it should be. Get to put a dragon on the field. Yeah.
Can you imagine you use this as like a dwarf or a halfling and then you ride the dragon?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Tint knows what he's doing next turn.
You just got to get 100 feet over there.
It's not that far. What is it?
60, I think.
If he dashes, he can make it.
Light work.
She's got spells.
She got spells.
I think that was the name of a Spike Lee movie. Oh, no, She's Got Game. Yeah, that's
So close.
pretty sure
This
it's
is
about a
the-
D&D game.
It's the
the
fantasy
D&D
version.
spoof.
Yeah. She got spells. Spike Lee is still canonically in this universe.
Oh, stupid. Why didn't I do that for Black History Month?
Yeah, it's weird. They don't have any summon dragon spells.
Weird.
What bullshit is this?
All of a sudden, there's 2 dragons.
Dragon
Kaiju
fight sounds
fight. This
fucking
is gonna be
awesome.
a-
Yeah.
I wanted it to be a
That
kaiju
sounds
fight, but then I was
badass.
like, actually, I don't think those two should be unattended back there.
Super valid.
Don't think
Okay. Laura Ka is going to look out at John Smith, and you see a moment when her eyes begin glowing yellow, like a deep, fiery yellow. And I need you to make a intelligence saving throw.
that is a 17.
A 17 will succeed. Yes, 17 will succeed. But because, you shrug off the effect of this, so it doesn't take effect. But as it begins to take effect, like in those early moments, the flash moments of this, not a spell, this is actually an innate ability that Laura Ka has. As she begins to invoke a nightmare, an illusion of your worst fears begins to become tangible in front of you. as it starts to take shape, before you shrug it off and it dissipates, what is John seeing?
Oh, for a brief moment, he looks to his left and he sees his wife covered in blood, full of bullet holes, and then it disappears.
Brutal. Okay. Well, it does disappear. Nice and easy. And
Minimal trauma.
Minimal.
We're min-maxing trauma this season.
well, that didn't work. And so she will let's bang out another spell since that one didn't work. And we're gonna cast Hex on this fucking dragon.
Be nice to the dragon. He didn't even want to come fight.
Yeah, you just got summoned here.
How would you feel if you just got summoned into a fight?
Just got summoned in, and then you took some bites at some people, and you had a breath weapon, and now all of a sudden they're mad.
Who threw the first tooth? It was the dragon. And so the dragon is hexed, strength hexing, and Lorca is concentrating on that. As Belkor, it is your turn with Tint on deck.
All right. You know what? I just get up close and personal and just start hacking.
How bad do these things smell?
Well, here I go.
Oh, it's not great. Luckily, they're, and I hate to use this word to describe them, but they're fresh. So there's that.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I have to end their suffering quickly. All right. Shot with cleaver. That one's definitely not gonna hit. Was a 12 hit?
A 12 does hit, actually.
Oh.
Nice. All right. That's a 25. Dagger. Sweet. All three of my hits hit.
Amazing.
So for my first cleaver attack, that is 12 damage plus. Yeah, I want to reroll that one. There, that's better. 12 plus 11 dagger.
You're breaking out a little bit, Dale. You said that was 23 damage?
That's 23 damage with my 2 cleaver attacks.
Roger that. Now the dagger's damage.
Okay, this is a D4. Jeez. Oh, sweet, max damage. All right, so then I want to say 23. So that adds another 9. So that's, jeez, that's 32 damage.
Hell
yeah. Yeah.
I want to end this suffering quickly.
It does look like it is suffering. It is sort of lashing out in just confusion, fear, and pain, and attacking anyone and everyone in sight. If you can imagine, there are like people around you all, just like other bystanders who are screaming, running for the hills, and you all are also like protecting them and stuff. And so as Belkor, you begin slashing into this thing. Unfortunately, it is all too easy to slice through. And as you start sort of cutting into it
Justin.
and stuff. They have low ACs is what I meant. That's all I was saying.
I thought you were going to have them split off into smaller ones. And I was like, come on.
They can, but it takes a whole reaction and they don't have to do it. Unlike oozes, they can choose to, and so it's choosing not to. But we do have a huge chunk taken out of this one. However, because it has combined with so many littler ones, it's still doing pretty good. Belkor, anything else?
That'll be it.
Okay, Tint, you are up.
Right. This does not have to mechanically do anything, but Tint is going to run forward and he's going to knee slide underneath this wagon.
Amazing.
He's then going to use his Draconic Scream. So these two, everyone will have advantage for their next turn to hit them.
Blue and green.
Blue and green. Yep. Because they're within 10 feet of him. Actually, he's going to scream while knee sliding through the dirt.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah, arms back. He's just as he screams. And then he's going to cast Tasha's Caustic Brew. So if I believe all of them, let's see, from him. I mean,
Nice.
that looks like it hits all of them, right?
It does look like it hits all of them.
So if they could all make a dex saving throw for me.
I will do that. Okay. We've already seen that their dex isn't stellar. Green succeeds with a nat 20.
Damn it.
The other two fail, though.
Yes. They are covered in acid, and they're going to take 2d4 at the start of their turns.
Okay.
And we'll
Please
continue
feel free
to do so.
Remind me
Yep.
that, as I will undoubtedly forget.
I
Is this
might as
concentration for you?
This is... Yes.
Beautiful.
Don't like that you asked that.
That little icon. Oh, it's just because I like putting the little icon so that I
No, I
remember
appreciate
that,
that,
people are
actually.
concentrating on
We're
stuff.
concentrating.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, he is. Yeah, weirdly enough, like, if he drops concentration, the acid just goes away.
Magical acid. Maybe.
Magic
I don't
acid.
know. Party
Tasha's
on.
got some
And not the
magic
good kind.
acid.
Yeah, not the good kind.
Well, for
That's
us right
right.
now.
For us, it is. For us right now, it is.
Mhm.
Amazing.
Not the recreational kind, we should say.
This
No, this
isn't
is a
that
bad
kind of
batch.
festival.
This is a bad batch. Goodbye. Well, that brings us back to the top of the round, and it is the Malleable's turn as these meat monsters now can finally start making some big swings. But that's
For
going to have
all
to
three
wait
of
until
them?
after a word from our sponsors that are real and so official.
Justin, you were gonna get us canceled. You're gonna get us. We're gonna get a lawsuit.
By who? By who?
Yeah, by them. By them. We're gonna get sued.
Fresco, I love you. See you soon.
Bye.
Has your dungeon master ever said no to your shenanigans during a game? Well, with Galliani and Hellstrom, they can't do that. If your DM denies your fever dream interpretation of the rules, then you're gonna want Galliani and Hellstrom in your corner. So just email us at soyouwannabeadm@gmail.com, or you can search for So You Wanna Be a Dungeon Master anywhere you find your podcasts. And remember, if you're not having fun playing D&D, something's, wrong.
Hello, students, and welcome back to another semester here at Mythos University. This is your dean, the mighty Zeus. I speak for the entire faculty and staff when I say we are thrilled to kickstart another year of academics, athletics, and ambition. Here at Mythos, we want you to explore your passions, test your limits, and fulfill your destinies. Whether you're a gifted athlete with God-given talents hitting the gym, or you're hitting the books and racking up A's, or maybe you're rubbing elbows at the next rager on Greek Row. No matter what, you're welcome here. So You Wanna Be a DM presents Mythos University.
I have DM dysfunction. I have DM dysfunction. I have DM dysfunction. A recent study published by the Bardic College of Lore claims that 69% of dungeon masters suffer from DM dysfunction, or DMD. This condition has more facets than your favorite polyhedral. Some have reported burnout, writer's block, issues with balance, or inner party problems. At So You Wanna Be a DM, it's our mission to not only fight the monster-like symptoms of DM dysfunction, but to treat the very cause of it. To do this, we implement auditory technology in the form of the podcast So You Wanna Be a Dungeon Master. By listening to the tips and tricks provided by Justin and Taylor, DM dysfunction can become a thing of the past.
I've been a listener of the podcast for over 4 months now, and I don't have to worry about DM dysfunction anymore. And I just DM'd my first homebrew world, and I didn't have to worry about DM dysfunction.
With all the So You Want to Be a Dungeon Master content that I consume, I'll never have to worry about DM dysfunction ever again. And neither will you. Check out So You Want to Be a Dungeon Master.
You can talk to your doctor today, or you can find So You Want to Be a Dungeon Master anywhere you find podcasts. Listening to too many episodes in a row can cause excessive imagination, lucid dreaming, lactose intolerance, and character death. Sorry, not death. Character depth.
And remember, you don't want DMD, you want D&D. And we're back, gang. And the gang's all here. So let's jump back into the combat here at the Fey Festival, where our party is battling a bunch of meat sacks and 2 evil representatives of a pharmaceutical company.
Oh, I thought the meat sacks were the representatives of the pharmaceutical company.
It's like the Frankenstein's monster thing.
I mean,
like
a little social commentary.
Honestly, fair.
Frankenstein is the true monster of that book. Dr. Frank, he's the true monster.
Very true.
Aren't we all monsters to someone?
Whoa. Whoa. Dude. Before we get lost in the sauce, it is the meat oozes turns, and pink, green, and blue are all going to attack.
Right before they do,
they're going to take
acid. Yeah,
absolutely.
So blue is going to take 7 points of acid damage, and for pink, I'm going to add on something that I have because I'm an artificer that I can't remember the name of, but it's something, I swear.
Super acid attack.
Super acid. Basically, I just get to add my intelligence modifier, so 11 points of damage.
And that's
I think it's because is it because I'm an alchemist? Where is it?
Makes sense.
Yes. It's just something I get to do. So.
Extra acid damage. I love it. Well, they're gonna retaliate.
That's not
as
very
acid
nice.
begins to eat away and cauterize all of the strange muscles. We're gonna go ahead and actually, instead of making 3 attacks on Belkor, it is going to use one of its abilities, which you'd be surprised that this creature has, but as it is in very many ways a strange singular being comprised of multiple souls, it is incredibly psychic. And so, Belkor, in your mind, you begin to hear the screams of agony of all of the individuals that make up this creature, and I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
That's not good. That's a 4.
4 is absolutely gonna fail, I'm afraid.
It's just a mountain of meat. How does it have such a high spell save?
It is double digits. I will tell you that much.
More than 9?
It's over 9!
Belkor,
Metagaming.
you take 36 points of psychic damage.
Oh!
And half of that is reduced from your max hit points. So your max hit points go down by 18.
Excuse me?
Really min-maxing the trauma tonight.
Qu'est-ce que la fuck?
Goes down by how much again?
Your max hit points go down by 18.
Oh boy.
But you are damaged for 36 psychic damage as these psychic screams begin to overtake your mind in this moment. And then green is going to make 3 attacks. 2 on Jaster, 1 on Twofer.
Dog. God damn, Justin, you're gonna get
I'm gonna
canceled.
kill this dog.
You're gonna get canceled. Don't kill. You can't kill my dog.
Should have done 2 attacks on 2.
I thought
Do
about
all
it.
3. Why you holding back?
This yellow die will be the one on Twofer. That definitely hits Twofer, and one of those attacks is definitely going to hit Jaster.
I'm gonna. This thing's big. Shield.
Okay. It bypasses your shield.
Back.
Your shield puts you at a 25, correct?
26 now because I have that cloak of protection.
Oh, true. Incredible. 27 to hit, unfortunately. So that
I'm
means
at
your
Kaladin
resting is at
numbers.
21.
Baby.
Yeah, hell yeah, we're back.
Baby.
We're back. Okay. So, Twofer is going to take, I rolled insanely low, 8 points of damage
Okay.
from a flesh tendril
Ooh.
and is grappled. Jaster, you, across the 2 attacks, that's better, 28 points of bludgeoning damage and are grappled.
Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. And then we have our smaller one. Can't make 3 attacks, can only make 2 attacks, but we'll make those attacks on tint. One of those hits.
Are you sure?
Totally. Could not be more
Oh,
positive.
by the way,
It was-
my AC went up by 1. I'm sure it still hits, but my AC did go up by 1. So just
Totally
FYI, it's
fair.
at
Good to
7.
know.
It's at 17 now.
17 hurt, Chef. Unfortunately, it was in the 20s. So,
So close.
16 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled.
Oh,
And I need a Constitution saving throw for your concentration on this acid. Just gotta get a 10 or above.
rolled a 2.
Oh boy. The acid
Yes, it's gone.
magically dissipates.
And so are the dice. Goodbye.
So nice. And as I get rid of these little icons, next up is Jaster. Jaster, you are grappled. You can obviously, I don't know if you'll do this, but you could choose to use an action to try and escape, either making an acrobatics or an athletics check against its escape DC, just so you know. That is also true for Twofer.
If it,
If it
Is-
dies, it won't be able to grapple you.
what about stunned?
Great question. It doesn't explicitly say in the thing, but I feel like that makes a ton of sense. So yeah, if for some reason you stun it, I will absolutely let it release
All right.
you.
For sure, then I'm going to just have like me and Twofer are both kind of like bound up by this thing. And I'm like, Twofer, I need my staff. And he like a little compartment pops, like opens up in his head and it shoots my extendo staff to me. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
grab it and I'm going to try to do a attack on it.
Amazing.
First attack is it's not disadvantage or anything because of
Nope.
grapple.
Yeah, you're just grappled. Your movement is the only thing
Gotcha.
affected.
Don't you still have advantage from
Yeah.
the cry of the?
Yeah.
Oh,
from
yes, you
Chin's
do.
Cobalt
You
Crown.
absolutely do.
Yeah,
Yes.
that too.
Yeah, blue and green.
Blue and green. They are scared
Well,
of me.
I rolled a
Kinda.
19 on both of them.
Incredible. 19 will hit both times.
Okay. Well, that was the
No,
or,
I know.
like the advantage or whatever. But
I
I'm
know.
going to take my second attack on green as well.
Amazing.
But actually, before I do that, can you make a DC 14 Constitution saving throw, please?
I certainly can. This guy is decently hardy. You would think it would be a higher number, considering. That is a fail. It's a 5 on the
Nice.
dice.
So green is stunned
stuff.
until the end of the beginning of my next turn.
Correct.
I'm going to go ahead and roll damage on this because there's something else I want to do. And I'm no longer grappled, question mark?
No longer grappled.
Cool.
Boom.
7 damage. I'm also going to use Fury of the Small to add more because he's a big boy and I'm a little guy. So 16 total damage.
Amazing.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna reach into my little side holster, pull out my new revolver, and try to shoot Avanasti in the face.
Incredible. Go for it.
Oh, that's my gun.
So anyway,
you
it started
it is
blasting.
at it is at disadvantage because you took the dodge action.
Because I took the dodge action.
He took the dodge action.
Oh,
Avanasti
he took
did.
the dodge. Gotcha.
Yeah, because he had 2 actions because of haste.
Gotcha. Cocked.
Honor the cock.
Nice. 14.
Lost honor the cock. 14 misses, unfortunately. So one of your bullets goes wide.
Okay. And then I'm going to have, since this guy's stunned, I'm going to use my bonus action and move 2 for up here and have 2 for take an attack on green.
Okay. Incredible.
So it's an 8 on the die plus. Oh, there it is. 7, so 15.
That'll do it.
Cool. It is going to take 11 force damages.
Amazing. 11 force damage on green as a sort of not psionic rather, but like a sonic cannon comes out and it fires at green, pulsing with force energy. And that is Jaster's turn, bringing us to Avanasti. Avanasti is not trying to spend all of its time fucking with this dragon. And so it is going to risk the attack of opportunity and move forward to get into range with Jaster. So if the dragon makes reactions, which I imagine it does, it can make an attack of opportunity if it would like.
You'll take it. That's a natural 20.
Ooh. That'll hit. That'll certainly hit. I'm just gonna roll the Constitution save immediately.
Break that haste. Break that. Break that
It's
haste.
going to be 17 points of piercing damage.
17 points. Unfortunately, even with a 7 on the dice, gets an 11 on the con save. Doesn't love that. But it now is going to make an insane amount of attacks. He throws the turkey leg down, looks at you, Jaster, and the others who are participating in this fight as townspeople are fleeing and screaming for their lives. The festival comes to an absolute chaotic halt. And in this moment, Avanasti looks at you, Jaster, and you see them with a zeal in their face. Like, the expression, I think Jaster probably would have, in his career as a fix-it person, probably dealt with people like this. People who don't think their shit stinks. That kind of vibe of somebody who's like, how dare you fuck with my shit?
I feel like just being a person in general puts you in the presence of that type of...
No doubt. No doubt. And he says to you, how dare you do this? How dare you ruin my experiment? Yes, a failure, but a failure is just a reason to return to the hypothesis with new information and new results. Oh,
this is
it's
absolutely
horrifying.
Disgusting. Yeah.
Oh, it's the worst. I hate it.
Yeah.
But it's science, baby, and we're here to report.
This is fucked up science.
Well, then get out of here, man. Leave.
No, I'll just stop you. I'll just beat you up, and we'll put an end to it that way.
Game on, motherfucker. And you see his neck begin to extend, like it is also has like snake qualities. His head stays the same. His neck just elongates like a snake, and his arms like elongate and just are like sort of gorilla arms and how long they are compared to his torso. And he sort of stands up on his tail. His like obviously his bottom half is just a giant snake tail, and so he uses the incredible muscles as a small springboard, and he is just towering over you. Your astral arms sort of like up in his face, and he is going to make some attacks. First, he is going to try and do a constrict attack as he tries to wrap his body around you. That is a 28. I'll just tell you straight up. I'll just tell you straight up. That's 28.
I've already used my reaction. So I'm grappled again.
You are grappled. You're also going to take 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
Jesus Christ. This might be it for Jaster, you guys.
No.
I'm not looking good.
And then he is going to make a flurry of bites attack as just his singular head begins to almost become a blur as it snatches out and like wraps around your head as it just like bites you 6 times in different directions, or at least attempts to. No, that'll miss because you're your shield.
Cool.
So you're like dazed and confused in this moment, wrapped tightly as it's squeezing all the air out of your lungs, and your diaphragm is like being crushed inside your rib cage, and it goes for this insane bite attack, and your astral arms are actually the ones that protect you and just sort of bat this snake head away. Bowl cut floating in the wind as it goes for these bite attacks. And that is one of his actions. With his second action, you know what? He'll just make an attack on Twofer and move slightly closer. That's a dirty 20, filthy, disgusting, apologetic
gross.
20.
Absolutely gross.
And
Gross, Justin.
That's gonna be
It's the most disgusting thing you've done all night.
It's only getting
Worse
started.
than these monsters.
Luckily, it's 1s on the dice, so that's just 2 damage.
Okay.
As he uses one of his insane arms, these like lanky, bony-looking arms, and he slashes out at Twofer. His claws able to even like leave marks in the metal, and that is Avanasti's turn. John, that is your turn.
Oh boy, what a time this is. Okay,
John, can you actually, before your turn, for free, this is not like an action economy kind of thing, but can you just make a perception check?
Oh boy, for my kid. That's a 7.
Everything's cool. You're in the middle of combat. Everything's groovy.
Nice. Let's see here. Okay, first things first, I'm going to use 15 feet of movement to get here behind the cart.
No one can see me.
And I'm going to cast a 4th level fireball.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to, because all of my friends wanted to group up today for some reason. So I don't think there's a way for me to do it where I don't end up clipping somebody, but get all the enemies.
I will tell you for funsies, even though this is like a really technical thing, you absolutely could hit all of the meat guys without hitting your friends because you could cast it up. You know what I mean? They're taller.
Oh, okay.
All the meat things are so much taller.
Yeah. Then I'll do that.
If you wanted to hit Avanasti, then things get tricky, but...
No, I just wanted to try to hit the meat monsters because
you absolutely
I wanted to try to angle in that.
Because
way.
John would be an expert at this.
Yeah, so I'll curve it.
Lesser
like
sorcerers maybe wouldn't be able to do this in the pitch of combat.
Exactly.
Lesser sorcerers would be flummoxed, but
Now
not John the painter.
John.
Exactly. So I'm going to do that.
Amazing.
And I'm going to heighten the spell so they all have disadvantage.
Fuck yeah.
And the
Disadvantage
DC
on their worst skill. Love it. Love it.
DC is, let me make
18
sure.
or something.
18, yeah.
I think you said last time. Yeah. Stick. Like the highest was a 12 on the first rolls. So I was like, what's the point of rolling again with disadvantage? So they all fail. So hit me with that hot damage.
Hot
Negating
spicy fireball.
hot.
Good dip.
That is going to be 37 points of fire damage. And then I will move another 15 feet to go back this way, and then I'll use my bonus action racial teleport teleport 25 feet to the opposite side of this rooftop to be out of view. And then my dragon will move forward and use 2 of his...
I'm just going to put him here.
Oh, yeah, that works.
Just so
he's going to use his
floor.
2 melee attacks on the professor below me.
He overhears this and he says, it's doctor, actually. It's really important to me. It's my whole identity. I make sure everyone knows.
Didn't spend 8 years in evil medical school to be called Mr. Thank you very much.
Have you been to pharmacy school? Some people say it's harder than med school. I'm just saying.
It speaks back in Draconic. Fuck you.
What the hell? Do I speak Draconic? I do speak Draconic. Fuck you.
No, fuck you.
No.
They just go,
You hear
just
Ken.
lifts middle fingers, giant dragon middle fingers going off, and then slashes with the middle fingers.
The 2 of them going back and forth. That's such a funny visual. Jaster and Twofer like standing there, having been taking so much damage, and he's just like, "Fuck you, dragon! Fuck you!"
Blood, like one eye is swollen shut, blood running down my face. What is going on?
So that's a dirty 20 to hit for the first attack,
That'll hit.
and then a 19 to hit for the second.
19 will also hit.
Perfect. All right. So for that first attack, he's going to take 11 points of piercing damage for the first attack. 11 again points of damage for the second attack.
Love it.
And then he is going to point his dragon's breath at the other doctor, and they have to make a DC 18 dex saving throw.
There's no recharge on that breath weapon.
Fails.
It just
Nope,
goes.
because it's it does
It's
less
2d6.
damage.
It's not.
Gotcha.
It's not too insane.
No.
And 30-foot range could backfire because you could hit friends in theory.
Mhm. So that's going to be 9 points of lightning damage.
9 points of lightning damage to Laura Ka. Heard. Laura Ka showing some serious damage. Avanasti not quite bloodied, but getting close to that. The pink is looking super fucked up. Green, very fucked up. Blue, also
Untouched.
pretty fucked up. No, blue's been absolutely touched. Has 44 damage.
Oh,
That fireball
Okay.
was most of it, but regardless.
I touched him.
Okay. After John's incredible turn, casting a fireball, commanding a dragon, teleporting to the top of a fucking building, John, with this higher vantage point, it is around this time that you don't see your son peeking around a corner near a tree just to the left of you, the sort of outskirts of the actual festival grounds. Was clearly at the festival. Things started happening. In the process of looking for you and running, found you, but saw that you were doing stuff in danger, attacking. You're like in the heat of things, and so hid. But John doesn't see any of that as your son is looking around a tree and watching you. And we move on to Laura Ka, who is having a similar problem with John's fireball, except height is not going, if anything, is going to hurt us. I can't do Hunger of Hadar or Arms of Hadar or something crazy like that because most of them are going to hit teammates and they're already taking so much damage. Probably not the best idea. We'll go ahead and make some attacks nonetheless. We already have the dragon hexed, so we'll go ahead and make some attacks on that. And we'll start with a constrict attack. Does a 17 hit the dragon?
Its
No?
AC is 19.
get the fuck out of here!
They gave it an AC of 14 plus the spell's level. that you
Get
cast.
out of
This
town!
spell is disgusting.
Holy shit!
I love it. This is probably my new favorite D&D spell.
So the scimitar attack hits, but it's not specifically a scimitar. You see her grab one of the turkey legs, snaps the bone over her knee, and jabs it into the dragon. And that one hits with exactly a 19.
Ah, fuck you! It says in Draconic.
She says, fuck me? Absolutely not, darling. Fuck you.
I hate all of you. I hate scientists.
Actually, as a matter of fact, fuck you twice. And you are going to take, I rolled pretty terrible. That is 10 points total. Some of that is necrotic. Does that matter? From the hex?
Let me see here.
It's like 2 of it is from
No.
necrotic damage. Just about as curious. Okay. And that is all Laura can do right now. And so after that, we go to Belkor. Belkor, that is your turn. You see the meat monster in front of you beginning to sort of disassemble and fall in on itself. It's lacking the consistency that it once had. It's on its last legs.
Oh, I mean, might as well just keep on hacking.
You have advantage because of flanking with Twofer. Big brain moves.
Don't be
Oh,
afraid
you know what? I'm
to
gonna
flank with a dragon.
definitely. I'll take that as an advantage. All right. So for the first one, that is, sorry, math. 27 to hit.
27 will hit.
That's 23 to hit for the next one.
Just roll the damage for the first attack first.
Okay.
'Cause he's that close.
12.
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah, just straight on down.
Full Final Fantasy VII
He
Braver
is-
slash.
Yes.
Toast.
Cross slash.
As-
Fuck yeah.
As this entire mound of bodies just sort of collapses in on itself and just becomes a slush on the ground, rushing towards you like this like crimson puddle, as you have to like pick your boots up as quickly as possible, like when you're trying to avoid waves crashing on the beach as a little kid and you're like jumping over them or something, or running away from them like those little birds. And you still have the rest of your attacks and everything.
Oh, sweet. All right. Well.
And Green is also
Stunned.
pretty hurt and stunned.
All right.
So it's advantage against that one too.
Hmm.
Might
That's
be a
much
little guy, but I got that big brain.
That's
Flanking with Twofer
25
is big
hit.
brain.
Yeah.
That'll hit, Dale.
And then for the dagger, well, I got 9 for the dagger.
Max
and then
damage.
That's 13 for max damage.
Amazing.
So
13
that's
plus 9,
22.
22.
22 total damage.
Damn.
Thanks, Ted.
Okay. Green is on death's door. And Green stays. Okay,
Stunned
incredible.
until the start of my next turn.
Until the start of your next turn. Yeah. So Belkor, you have your 3 attacks rather. Anything else? Any remaining movement or bonus action
You know what?
shenanigans?
I'm gonna action surge.
Amazing. Amazing.
You know what?
Hey, gang.
Yeah.
For the other
All 3,
other cleaver
well,
attack.
You get the dagger attack again? Probably not, right? You
I wouldn't think so, because that's like the offhand, isn't it?
Yeah,
no, you
so
only
I
get a
think
weapon mastery once per turn.
Okay. So yeah, just your normal 2 attacks.
All right. It's 2. Okay, that's
Yeah.
even better. And that's still advantage too, isn't it?
Yeah, he's
Mother.
stunned.
Sheesh. All right, so that first one is gonna be 21,
Yep, that'll hit.
and let's see, and that was 24 to hit again.
Just roll the first damage for
First
the first
damage
attack.
is gonna be 12.
12 is all you need. That guy's
Nice.
down.
Ba-da-da-da.
And then I think you don't have 15 feet, so you can't really get to anybody else for that second attack. technically 5th attack, which is insane. But go ahead. You already rolled, right, for the
Yeah, I did.
second attack, and it was like 19 or something?
Yes.
Yeah, that hits.
And that's another 12 damage.
Jesus Christ. He's still up.
Belkor cleaning up, baby.
Demon time.
Holy shit. Just slashing like so fast through all of these people sacks. And
I don't like
finally getting to
like
the
that.
final one and still slashing into it for a ton of damage, but it is technically still up. And that is Belkor's turn. Tint, that is you.
Right. Tint's gonna call it. Hey, Jester, do you want to get out of there, or are you good to chill?
Very much yes. Very much
You want-
yes.
You want to eat yourself out? Okay. I'm gonna cast Vortex Warp on Jester. So it is a con save, but you can choose to fail it.
Yep, I do.
And I'm going to teleport you. I'm going to teleport you like way back here.
All right.
Incredible. Wow.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then Tint's just look into this cartoonishly angry meat sack and scream again.
Scream again, the advantage thing? Oh
Yep.
my
Yeah,
gosh.
gonna use this little cobalt scream.
I ain't dying today.
Turn this TV
Does
on.
Tint
From underneath
Tint
this
swear?
wagon.
So Tint swears again. He's 19,
Right,
or
right.
the equivalent of 19.
Right.
So he swears like a college kid who just stopped having their mom
Got
tell them, like
it,
they're
got
not
it.
understand. Everything is fuck this and fuck that. This is shit. Like he's using swear words in ways that definitely don't make sense, but you're like, all right, kind of get it.
What the ass is this?
What the shittery is this?
Freaking cockhead? What's wrong with you?
Hey, fuck, chill out. What?
Look, you all need to watch your fucking language, all right?
Yeah, no. Ever since the dragon and these two scientists have started saying "fuck you" in Draconic, which Tint also speaks, he has also consistently been like trying to get in on it. It's like, "Phew." Even if no one hears him.
Amazing.
But that is his turn. He is still grappled.
Okay. Well, that brings us to this blue guy's turn. Blue guy doesn't have a ton of options and is pretty close to the end, so let's go big.
It's gonna explode, isn't he?
Self-destruct, I was
Oh,
about to say.
No, he's gonna
Yeah,
drag
yeah.
Gonna have a
Tint
big old
into him.
meat explosion. Wait, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah, no, let's refrain from that phrase ever getting used on the show again.
Look, it's in the book.
It's
That's
written
an actual
right
feat.
there. Meat explosion.
The explosion's lore accurate.
It's a legendary action, actually.
We're gonna go for Belkor, I think, because one, he's not grappled, and two, he just absolutely destroyed the other two, and then also made a fifth attack against the blue one. And so, Belkor, I need an intelligence saving throw again.
Do I get advantage?
No, not on the saving throw.
Okay.
However, I will remind you, as a 9th level fighter, you do have a skill called Indomitable, where you can re-roll a saving throw
Oh,
once
snap.
per long rest, I want to say.
Yes. Well, I definitely want to re-roll that one. That was in that one.
That will fail.
It's gonna a little square
Okay.
here and
It's a
get
nat
some
20 next
indomitable-
time. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, nat 20 coming up.
Oh well, I was one little triangle off from that. That's a 9.
A 9,
just
unfortunately,
missing
will
11.
fail.
Like literally, if it moved up just one little triangle, it would have been at 20. But no, it was like 8 and then +1.
Once again, Belkor, you hear the psychic screams take over your mind as you're getting closer to destroying this final meat monster.
Make the
And
noises stop.
You're gonna take 29 points of psychic damage, and the hit point maximum reduces by 14.
Oh
We need
dear
to
God.
recruit a cleric. Jesus.
Taylor
Here
and
we-
I actually created pretty much the entire Pantheon as a bonus action episode, extra podcast that you can get available on our Patreon. So,
Check it out on Patreon. It's
check it
gonna
out
be
on
good.
Patreon. Help support us. Continue to make good stuff. Okay, so
Yeah, who's getting hit?
Belkor,
Yo, I'm not
all
doing
of that,
so well.
all of that damage psychically to your mind. That is the malleable's turn because it has to use its whole action to be able to do that, bringing us to Jaster.
Okay. Cool. I appreciate the teleport. I am gonna get.
Kent's like waving at you.
Thanks, bud.
As you run forward, he's like, go.
Yeah, and I'm gonna fucking pull out my gun and try to shoot Avanasti.
Hell yeah. You pull out this gnarly looking revolver. As you look down the barrel, you can the camera over your shoulder can kind of see some of the bullets in the actual revolver portion of it.
I'd
And
like
you
to turn
see
on
that
VATS.
just each of them are different colors.
Turn on VATS mode so I can see, like, I can determine which. Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
All right. First attack is a 29 to hit.
That'll hit.
The second attack is a.
Oh, okay. Just double checking the haste spell because he did drop it when the dragon attacked.
Right. So he's kind
All
of,
that
like,
means is
slowed
that
or whatever.
he's not. Yeah, he's not.
Not
I thought he was.
slowed.
Yeah, I thought the word. I was just double checking to see if the wording was stunned, and he is not stunned.
Okay.
It's just can't move or take actions.
All right. Second one's a 18 to hit.
18 will hit.
Cool. 5 and 12 is 17. Hold on, let me roll my d6s real quick because they are going to be of varying damage
yes.
types. Not that it really matters, I don't think. So 7 of it is going to be fire damage.
Okay, you see the fire bullet not do as much as you hope.
Fair enough. Okay. And then 10 of it will be poison damage.
He's immune to poison because he's a snake guy.
Fuck him up, Twofer.
Twofer can get into flanking with my
Yeah.
dragon.
Twofer's. I was gonna say Twofer's
yeah.
gonna make a little shift right here,
Uh-huh.
and we're going for the
Flank train.
the throat here.
Heck yeah.
Ooh,
He
thank
makes
God
this
for advantage
force
because one of
cannon
those
attack.
was a 1. The other one, however, is a filthy, stinky little 20.
That will gross.
As dirty
and
as
that will be
these
gross and
human
it'll hit.
sacks.
This cannon fires out at Avanasti, who is definitely going to
force
be
damage.
bloodied after this attack. How much damage?
6 force.
6. Just crosses that bloodied border there. That brings us over to Avanasti's turn. He cannot take actions or move.
The weenie.
And so
Just goes full old man.
I think there's a
I'm so
lot he
fast and so
can't
fast.
do.
Hold up, yo.
Hmm.
Pulling a Mitch McConnell over here. Think he sees the Reaper.
Man, I forgot that you had that.
Shaking
Mitch-
his
I
head.
ta-
It's so hard for me to see Mitch McConnell without thinking of the fucking Pan's Labyrinth fucking.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Fucking yes.
Yep. The pale man. That is Avanasti's turn. He is that's insane. He's no longer messed up, but he was for a touch of time. That's a bummer. John, that is your turn.
Hey, that's me. I'm John.
That is your turn.
Perfect. From this little
John the DM on Twitch. And...
Oh, I see what you did there, you little scamp. You know what? Let's see here. I am going to cast a 3rd level Scorching Ray at Avanasti.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually,
Go for it.
you know what? Actually, I want to spend that cash. I'm going to make it 4th level. I don't like this guy. John pulled out a gun from the rooftop. It just starts just unloading a full clip.
They've been.
Hell yeah. Just the
And the
fastest
hammer.
assembly of a rifle you've ever seen an assassin ever do. Like,
Oh, yeah.
as opposed to doing it like really meticulously, like the killer, like in that
Yeah.
movie. Instead, it's like just like
and it's
so
just
fast.
using the rooftop as like a perch and is leveling off of that. So with 4th level, that is
Jeez, 5.
5 Scorching Rays coming in at you.
Incredible.
That's a
And you can split them up if you want.
yeah. So that's gonna be a
Perfect.
Sometimes it's not about optimization. I know it's crazy coming from me. Sometimes it's just about making a statement. It's something
I get
about
that.
seeing someone
So-
get shot 5 times makes a statement to the other guys in the room.
I
That's
can see they're already.
On character.
27 to hit for the first attack.
That'll hit.
And that is a 23 to hit
That'll
for the
hit.
second.
Yeah, if it's in the
And a-
20s, it hits.
Gotcha. 21.
Uh-huh.
That is a 19.
That'll hit.
26.
That'll hit.
Was that the last one or is there one more?
I think that was the
We
last
got
one.
one more.
I think that was the last one. I think they all hit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
because it was 3 20s ish in a row, then the 19, then
Gotcha.
another 20.
All right. So that's 10d6 coming in at you.
Mm-hmm. He is
Silly.
resistant to fire damage.
Oh.
Okay.
Jaster used a fire bullet,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
but because of where you're perched on the backside of a roof, it could be hard for your character to see a specific thing go down like that.
Okay. So you watch as I pull out the rifle and it's all those shots go through, the 5 shots go through. That is 35 points of fire damage. However, as the fire bullets end up hitting him, I see that it's not doing as much damage as I want, so I snap my fingers and the fire heats up even more to a boiling point and then explodes, kind of like when you shoot an explosive round, because I took at 8th level elemental
Fuck yeah, you did.
Adept.
Fuck yeah, you
so
did.
I can ignore
Fuck yeah, you
resistances
did.
to fire.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You said 35 or 34?
35 points.
35. Damn.
No, wait, it's 32. No, 37 points of fire damage.
37.
Wrecked.
Like 40 points of fire
Dang.
damage.
70 points of fire damage.
Is he still up?
He's still up.
Okay. Then my dragon's gonna take 2 swings at him.
Now flanking with Twofer.
Gotcha. Let's see here. That's a 19 to hit for the first attack, and then a 28 to hit for the second.
Yeah, those will both hit.
Gotcha. The first attack is going to be 10 points of piercing damage,
10 points.
and then 11 points of piercing damage for the second attack. I'm low on these.
Incredible.
And then Laura's gonna get that fire breath, or the lightning breath. So that's a DC 18 dex saving throw.
She fails.
Tight. Right. That is 8 points of lightning damage.
Roger that.
And it's my turn.
As your dragon is laying in these final strikes into Avanasti's body and tearing him asunder, describe to me what it looks like as both the scorching rays and the insane dragon attack fucking brings this guy with the only limitation I'll give you on the flavoring is that as you're, instead of like blood coming out of Avanasti, green light is bursting from within him as if he has, like, picture a sun like Spider-Man 2, but inside of him, like, his heart is a small sun that is just giving off this insane light, almost divine, but it is green colored. That is what's within him, so just think of that.
Gotcha.
But go for it.
Yeah, so easily just 2 shots are going into the leg, bring him down to his knees. The last 3 going to the neck and the head, and then Dragon comes in, grabs him by the tail, and just starts slamming him around like Hulk does Loki, and then just rips him in half, and then does a lightning breath.
Amazing.
Well, he's dead.
Dope as hell. As the dragon rips Avanasti's body in half, the humanoid half on one side, the snake half on the other, although the humanoid half has some intense snake qualities, ripping this being in half, an explosion of light occurs as the heart is destroyed in this moment. And as everybody, and this fucking includes, let me triple check. Yeah, this is going to, for reasons, this is going to include Laura Ka also. Everybody but John.
Oh no!
John's too far. Everybody but John needs to make a charisma saving throw.
Excuse
Oh,
me?
that's my
Get a
worst.
small nuclear warhead inside of his chest.
Yeah,
Pulling a
just
Johnny Silverhand over here.
Just a small little guy in his chest.
My dragon saved.
17.
My dragon got a 19.
Bruh.
I rolled an 18.
Super fail.
You said super fail.
Super. So
Jaster, is that you and Twofer?
Me and Twofer both failed.
So I'm guessing I have Flash of Genius, so I can add my intelligence modifier to a roll. I'm guessing I have to do it though before I find out if they pass or not, right?
I think so, yeah.
It doesn't like specify in the, but I would assume. All right, well, I can do it 4 times. I'm gonna throw it to Jaster. So you get +4.
Okay, so I got a
don't know
15 then.
I don't know
Okay.
if that'll save.
It's a beautiful attempt.
No!
So in this moment, I have a very interesting question to ask because it could make the difference in some regards. Did Belkor and Jaster, over the days, maybe it's been like a week or 2, of working together with John the Painter Smith and Tint.
It's the college dropout.
Would you guys have ever told them about the Phoenix egg and where you keep it and how that works?
I don't think so, because I
Probably
think
not.
because who actually like has it in their inventory?
I do.
Okay.
Okay, incredible.
Technically, I think I think Euland has it. However,
In a
Euland-
technical sense?
yes. But I
Last
think I would
season.
have taken it from him.
Okay. Perfect. So that's what we'll say is canon now. At some point before Yulin left, stopped by Jaster's apartment, handed off the Phoenix egg.
He was dropping off his key. I actually do go by twice a week to water his plants.
Incredible. Just a
Really solid job.
all-around
Yeah,
pal.
yeah,
Good
yeah.
for-
Yeah, because he's
what a good
you
friend.
know he's out
Yeah,
on
drive the
vacation.
knife home in this moment.
yeah,
So-
What I also
Not
volunteer
only
at the
do I
homeless
die,
shelter.
but all of Euland's plants die too.
Aw.
What I need to know,
Aw.
what I need to know is how many hit points Belkor and Jaster have.
I've got
And technically, Twofer.
Twofer's got 10. I've got 15.
I've got
Okay.
7.
My
Okay.
dragon has 50.
Well, your dragon saved, so it doesn't even matter.
fuck you!
actually.
Well, I just want you to know my dragon's healthy.
As
They just
as
explode. Oh, what the fuck?
exactly as this the dragon is ripping Avenasti literally in twain. Fuck you! Fuck you! Explosion of light as this supernova of green divine narcissistic energy takes over. He believed in himself so much that he was able to access 7th level divine word.
Yeah,
And
Damn.
so if you failed the saving throw and there's different requirements, like 50 hit points or less, this happens, 40, this happens, da da da. But once you get to 20, you are instantly killed.
cool. Love that.
Ah!
And so Belkor, Twofer, and Jaster all fall. But so does the meat monster. And Avenasti is obviously off the board, as Lorca is the last remaining one, who is insanely close to death regardless. And I think seeing this happen, she just barely made the save. It's not her turn yet. It immediately, or actually, because John, that is the end of your turn. It would be her turn next. She's gonna
Cheese it. She's just gonna straight up cheese it.
Yeah, trust me, if she could cheese it without taking a single hit from anybody, fantastic. But that unfortunately is very unlikely.
So no death saves, nothing. I'm just dead.
Killed
Just
instantly.
gone.
Killed instantly.
on.
And Lorca is simply going to raise her hands up, drop the turkey bone, and begin pleading for her life. And just saying, please, all right, you've won. You've stopped us. I'll tell you everything you need to know. I can help you get your friends back if you promise to spare me. So let's work together. I work for the company. Avenasti's gone. We have technology and medicine there that can bring them back. Just let's work together. Let's talk this out. As her hands are up, and she's like, she's not like literally moving a square away, but she's like inching away from the dragon. But mechanically speaking, is staying put. And that brings us immediately to Belkor. Belkor, you are at a beautiful rolling hill landscape. The sun is beaming down. It's the perfect temperature, not too hot, not too cold. You find yourself in a old country style vineyard with a beautiful stucco house on the top of this hill surrounded by willows. And it is just in the moment of sort of getting in your surroundings. What do you think Belkor thinks of first in this sort of brief moment?
Fuck!
Valid.
Well, shit, I'm
Super
dead.
valid.
This is just like all of a sudden, just the thinking back to like oh my god, like it's happened. Like everyone I've loved and known is like they're left behind, and start like thinking like, I mean, like the newbie tint, I just met them and they were doing so well. I wish I could say more to them before I'd gone. My father-in-law, like, he had just given me a go ahead to take a vacation with my wife. My wife.
As your thoughts shift to Gwen, you begin to hear her voice coming from the house on the hill.
My wife's dead too.
The like white plaster. It's confusing because I think no, this is sad. It's confusing. You don't think so? I mean, there probably is like a moment of trying to be like, where am I? Am I dead? Before
Just
you're like instantly like, well, shit, I'm fucking here. But regardless,
I'm still like in a state.
It's strange. It is strange. You're hearing your wife's voice almost calling out to you from this house, and so you begin to meander through the vineyards, through the aisles, and
I like to imagine like it's the scene from Gladiator where he's just like in the Elysian field kind of thing. Just
it's kind of like that, but like more Italian Fey with vineyards and such. But absolutely,
a lot of grapes.
This is.
You got a lot of grapes.
But a lot of grapes. Less wheat, more grapes. And so we move away from there as Tint. That is your turn. Can I actually have... Oh, no, I'll do it on your turn, John. But there's a check I need you to make on your turn.
Tint doesn't know what to do. I don't think Tint knows what to do. Looking out at his two friends, one of whom was, his mentor, dropped dead. Not unconscious, just straight dead. And I think he is brought back to, the moment that he found out that Jeb was gone. And then again, when he thought Jeb was back, his best friend, lab partner turned best friend, when he came back, but he wasn't cured. And I think Tint breaks down. Like he just falls to his knees, and I think he starts to search through his bag. He's like, I make pharmaceuticals. I can make something. But it's just increasingly desperate searching as he realizes that he can make a lot of pharmaceuticals and he can heal, but he can't bring back the dead.
Super
That's
valid.
heartbreaking.
Can you make a alchemy supply check or whatever? Alchemist's tools?
Just like a straight D20 or with Arcana, investigation?
D20 plus your, so it should be a D20 plus your proficiency and your intelligence.
Gotcha. Okay. That's a 7 plus 11, 15. Is this an ability check?
It is.
I'm going to throw my flash of brilliance, flash of genius on, so it's a 19.
Incredible. With a 19, you recall, this is super specific because Dale and Taylor have told us that it would be more likely to be canon that they wouldn't have mentioned the Phoenix egg. However, I distinctly remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm almost positive, you did mention going to the Phoenix Bank.
Yep.
And there being a Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you didn't mention the egg, but you did mention that they have encountered a Phoenix and that you guys let it go and stuff like that. So I think in this moment, going through your bag, you're like looking, all your ingredients are not things that are powerful enough. They don't have this like insane magical quality that can do that powerful of things. And then your brain immediately shifts to like a part of your mind palace where you're thinking about a class that was about like exotic ingredients or like the really heavy stuff,
My biodiversity 101.
You think of, like unicorn blood or all these like really specific things, and you can't help but go to the Phoenix. It's known for its resurrection abilities, although they're usually to themselves, and like maybe there's something there. And so you know that these two encountered a Phoenix. It's a wild shot in the dark. Maybe they have something Phoenix related on them and you can craft something. Who knows?
I think also just like after Tint goes through his bag, he would go through everyone else's. He'd be like, one of these Crazy Bastards has to have something because there's no way that like anyone would let a little 19-year-old go into battle without some sort of backup plan for if they all died. So
No
he's
doubt.
gonna-
You've never met no one.
Tint is going through like the Tom Holland Spider-Man,
Mhm.
realizing that like this is not just video games, right?
I don't
Like
feel so good,
like-
Mr. Stark.
like
Ooh, boy.
this moment that he's like, wow, we could actually die. And I don't think
Yeah.
that's like truly hit him until this moment.
For sure.
I would
So you
assume
can
since
rush up to Belkor and search him. Because we know above board that it's on Jaster.
right,
You don't
but
have to
Belkor's
roll.
closest.
So you'll know. No, I know 100%. It makes more sense for you to go to Belkor. But you don't have to roll because we know it's not there. So even if you got a nat 20. So you're searching around like crazy. You don't find anything. You find a couple of incredible snacks, some meatball bites, and
For the first time in Tint's life,
nice
but
things.
he's not hungry.
whoa,
Aw.
Crazy.
that hits steep. And you can begin making your way towards Jaster if you would like.
Yeah, I don't think. Oh, I can make it.
Oh, incredible.
Do I have
Go
a half action?
Yeah, why not? I'll say go ahead and make an investigation check. We're
How
gonna keep
big
the
is this
DC
egg?
pretty freaking low.
It's 16.
16 is absolutely enough. Yeah. You start rustling through all of
So,
Jaster's stuff.
not to be that guy.
Is it not there?
It's like a bag of holding, and you have to know
It's
what you're
on
picking
Twofer.
out.
It's on Twofer. Yes, Twofer is my bag of holding.
Amazing.
In Tint's desperation, he did not realize that he finds nothing in your bag.
Yeah,
He's
my
like,
pockets are completely and stark empty. I get everything, all of my tools, all of my adventuring equipment. I keep on Twofer because Twofer's always with me.
Amazing. Hilarious.
Turns.
So you're searching, you're going crazy, throwing things behind you, go like just tearing apart anything that Jaster does keep on his person. And in that moment, you're like, you don't find anything, and you're in desperation. You're like, how do they not have like a fucking feather or something from this goddamn phoenix, like a vial full of ash? Like, what could it possibly be?
Anything.
And you're like searching around looking for John for like consolement or just like what the hell's going on.
Can't find
Not to
John
mention
either.
Laura Ka is still like standing there like just trying to plead for her life. And you look in her direction and you can't help but notice the broken Twofer, and in some of the gaps between the metal plates you see a very strange looking rock, egg, something weird. Maybe that can help. But that is all for Tint's turn.
That's Tint's turn. Is crying
And-
a free action?
Yeah.
It's a
Crying is
free
always
action.
a free action.
It's a free
Oh,
action.
it's free action.
And so, Jaster, you find yourself once again in a somewhat familiar, albeit it's been a long time since you've been here. You find yourself at a strip mall on an asteroid. It's strange because just by the look of it, there's no like atmosphere. Like you don't see a sky or like clouds. It just looks like straight up space. But yet you just see this circular sort of spherical asteroid, and just a ring around it is just one strip mall that just wraps all the way around the asteroid. And you see like a pizza place, there's a tanning salon, laundromat, some kind of takeout food place, all these different little shops and stuff. And as you're like taking all of this in, realizing that something's gone horribly wrong, confused at maybe how you got here, you feel, first you hear it. You hear wheels against the sort of cement concrete of this massive parking lot that is the rest of the planet, pretty much. And you hear like the tail of the skateboard like hit against the pavement as like he comes to a stop and like kicks his board up, grabs it with one hand, as your patron, Mullen, the Dark Slider, comes up behind you, kicks his skateboard up, puts an arm around you, and goes, "Whoa, freaking bummer, dude. What's up, dude? What's going on?
Hey.
It sucks, dude.
Yeah, I fucked up again.
No, dude, it's not your fault. Shit happens, brother.
I mean,
But for sure, that's Stinkola's.
yeah. I've been practicing.
Oh, sick,
And-
dude.
Like, I don't know. I'm gonna do a skate sesh with Ron Mullen.
Amazing. You like put your hand out to like have a board in your hand, and as sad as it is, Twofer is there with you in this in this parking lot strip mall afterlife, and Twofer becomes your skateboard as usual, and you and the Dark Slider, fiendish patron, begin fucking nailing some stairs, hitting some half pipes and shit. And
I turn Twofer into speaker mode, starts playing ska.
hell yeah, a lot of ska music. There's a good amount of trombone.
Yeah. It's a little like that, like kind of underscored a little, like it's sad, but also still.
It's a ska ballad.
Yeah.
It's a ska ballad is playing. And we, as Mullen looks at you, we step away from there and we head to John. John, you've seen all of this go down. Friends are down.
The old skate park in the sky.
Tint is looking around feverishly for something in all of their stuff. Clearly sees something either in the direction of Laura, the dragon, or Twofer. It's hard to tell where she's looking, but because they're all kind of in a straight line. But she's looking, Tint, he is looking in that line. And Laura Kaz hands up, pleading for her life, saying that she can help you bring them back.
You said there was a check I need to make at the start of my turn.
Oh, 100%. Yes, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Yeah, it's a 16.
16? When you were detecting magic before, I'd said that you would have like seen the magic that all your friends have with their magic items and stuff like that. That would include this Phoenix egg. And so you did sense a very powerful, small, about the size of a I don't know, large potato. You did sense that source in that place, and that would have been necromancy magic coming from the inner chassis of Twofer.
Gotcha. So then I will use all my movement and teleport, to get over there. It's just out of range. You hate to see it. Yeah, so I'll still use my movement to get as close as I can. And then can my dragon grapple Laura? Will she resist a grapple from it?
I think she
That's
would
fine.
resist a grapple. She's not trying to be like held down, because then she's more defenseless.
Yeah, that's okay.
She's not trying to run. So like even
Yeah.
if, let's say hypothetically she wins, she probably won't. But if she wins the save, she's still not running. She's just
Gotcha.
like, no, I don't want to be grabbed.
That's fine by me. She has to beat a
You're gonna say an insane number right now.
21.
Incredible. With her +3 and 14 on the dice, that is not enough. That's just a 17.
Gotcha. So he picks her up by the back, and then he is going to fly with her over to the body and will grab the dragon egg for me.
The phoenix egg?
Yeah, the phoenix egg, sorry.
Incredible. Okay.
Cool, then I will I still have an action. Would it take my action to look at the egg?
No, we can make a free check about it. If you want to, like, guaranteed, I would say an action, but if you're just trying to, no, just make an Arcana check. I don't think anybody
14
at this table is proficient in religion, but a 14, you're looking at it, it's insanely rare. So a 14 isn't enough to know everything about it, but a 14 is definitely enough to know that this is incredibly powerful. It has necromantic, school of magic all over this. It definitely is going to release spell magic.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to say. You like, obviously Daniel knows exactly what this fucker does, but like John wouldn't know exactly what necromantic magic is going to come out of here, and maybe wouldn't know that it's quote unquote a phoenix egg.
Tent, I found this.
Does Tint recognize it right away?
Tent would figure it out, yeah.
And how to use it?
You know that, yeah, you pretty much just have to break it.
And is it only
just
one
common sense
break?
between the two of you? I'm not gonna have it be a roll because, like, God forbid you roll terrible. You do know that you have to, like, you'd have to bring Belkor and Jaster's bodies close together.
So that was,
you know what I mean?
Would I know that it would be more than one revivify?
Not necessarily.
Okay, well, at my turn, I'm gonna start.
Gotcha.
Tint's gonna try and start dragging, Jaster over, like,
Right.
arms under the armpits and, like, waddling his way back.
I think as that happens, it seems Tent knows more of what to do with this, so I will leave the phoenix egg on Belkor's body and just use my action to summon a cockatrice. And I'm going
with
to...
your cannon?
Yes. I pull out my rifle.
Man.
I summon a cockatrice right next to me.
Yeah.
And I just lean...
It's like a rocket launcher.
Oh, yeah. It summons up.
Hits the ground.
John does a rocket jump.
And I have it... Yeah. And I have it come up next to me. And I lean into Laura and I say, let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to tell me everything that you know right now. Or I'm going to start petrifying parts of your body, breaking them off, and then unpetrifying them. Do you understand?
Go ahead and make an intimidation check with advantage.
Nasty way to go.
For sure.
No.
John's done this before.
I rolled a 1 and a 9. But it's a 9 plus 9, so 18.
I also rolled a 9. So she looks terrified. For time's sake, I will say she agrees. She agrees that she will tell you everything. We'll handle that next episode, but she agrees to tell you everything she knows. And so from here, as opposed to staying in initiative order, because everything is pretty much settled, as she is grappled by the dragon, is surrendering fully and completely, Tint, you put your arms under Jaster's and begin dragging him over as the two of you move in that direction. And when you have Belkor and Jaster close together, the two of you, Belkor and Jaster, still in your respective afterlives, these beautiful heavens where you are able to live out incredible moments. Jaster, yours is a little interesting because it's not like a goblin place or any connection to your family or anything like that. It's just this, like, chill hangout spot. Yeah, you think it has more to do with Mullen than it does with you specifically. Right. To the point of this might not even be like an afterlife in the sense of it being like connected to the heavens, like other planes. Like you might still be on the material plane, like, and are just in space, like in a strange, because like when you're looking around, you're seeing like stars and stuff. Like it just looks like you're in space as you understand space. And so that's really confusing. It's not like a dreamy landscape where like things don't make sense. Like everything around you, with the exception of like the oxygen you can breathe, makes sense. And so there's some weird shit going on here, but it's
Am I
probably
breathing? Do I
Mullen.
have to breathe?
You're able to breathe. I don't know if Jaster would notice that or not.
I would try to see if I could just hold my breath indefinitely. Like, am I? Because like if that's the case, then like I don't know, would I feel fully dead? Like, do I?
That's a good question. I think you don't feel fully dead.
So I hold my breath and then I have to breathe again.
Yeah.
Weird.
Although here's the tricky part, because in D&D,
because
if
my
you're going
body
by,
is
like,
actually still.
you can actually hold your breath for like fucking a minute or so.
Right.
So, but regardless, yeah, something weird is going on. You definitely think it involves Mullen, the Dark Slider.
Okay.
However, just as you and Mullen are about to do like some insane tricks, like you're both on this massive half pipe that's really just a crater on the on the asteroid. You're doing that thing where like Mullen's about to go up, even though Rodney Mullen doesn't do a ton of half pipe, but like whatever, goes down, and then he's going to do like one of those things where like he does a hand plant, where his hand is on the corner of the asteroid crater, and he's holding his board with his other hand on his feet, and you're gonna like jump over him, like that tag team kind of moves that like Bob Burnquist would do with people. Anyway, and
like
just as you're about to like
inverted
nail
flip.
it, yeah, you're up above him and you're seeing him below you, and you're about to come down to like make the final descent, and you feel that that breath in your lungs again as you are woken up back in the festival. And Belkor, just as you are getting to this house on the hill and hearing your wife's name get louder and louder, you open the door and see a beautiful like open floor plan house. The windows are open and the light summer breeze is blowing the curtains as the light is shining through, and you see your wife looking beautiful as ever, and you begin to hear other footsteps as half dwarven, half tiefling children begin rushing down the stairs. And just as they're rushing towards you, all screaming, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy!" you feel air in your lungs as you wake up on your back at the festival, as you and Jaster are revivified back and stable for the moment, covered in egg yolk and just so much sticky egg all over the two of you, as your first sight is Tint holding two halves of a phoenix egg.
Sniffling.
And that is
You can
where...
tell, like, because he's wearing his goggles, it's just like covered in tears.
I filled up.
Oh my gosh. Well, with that, that is the end of this episode of Sphinx City. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's go around and do a quick outros, and then again, thanks so much for sticking around. We'll see you guys next week. So many links in the description. Dale, you want to start us off?
Yeah. I'm Dale. I played Belkor Ironbelly, and I am like, my heart is like just like I'm glad I'm back, but freaking that like afterlife like vision, the kids. Oh my god. I might need a minute after this session to kind of process some stuff, but yeah, it was, oh my gosh. Yeah.
Oh man, gang, what a heck of a time. Let me tell you. John, almost lost his first ever group of friends. Oh, he was about to break the Geneva Convention. But I'm Daniel, aka Daniel the DM, across all corners of the internet. And hey, maybe there's still time for John to just go full zero dark 30. Who knows? But with that being said, that's all I got to say.
I'm Taylor. I host the So You Want to Be a Dungeon Master podcast with Justin over there. Check us out on Spotify, on Apple Music, pretty much anywhere you can find podcasts. You can check us out at So You Want to Be a DM on pretty much everywhere else. And we got merch. Check out link in the bio, TTRPG swag. Check out and get some sweet merch.
Do it. It's so good.
Yeah, I honestly was ready to let Jaster just skateboard into the night, to be perfectly honest, because I didn't know that the Phoenix egg was going to be able to get 2 people. Yeah, so I was like, Belkor has a family. Belkor should come back.
Mm-hmm.
Jaster can just kind of skate into the night with Mullen. But I'm glad I'm back. Glad he's back. And I don't have to make a new character before the next session. But yeah, wow, what a freaking roller coaster it's been. This is my second death in this campaign. Honestly, Jaster probably deserves to stay dead at this point.
Deserves a lovely send-off.
We're out of Phoenix egg, so maybe next time.
Lastly, I'm Molly, a Daisy. You can find me across all corners of the internet with that. And if you saw me crying this episode, no, you didn't. There's, the pollen count here is really high right
inside?
now.
Yeah.
I have a window open. My cat's shedding a lot,
Exactly.
That's what it is. Allergies.
I'm crying.
I'm crying. Yeah, I played Tint, who also wasn't crying this episode because he's tough. He was not breaking down.
Amazing. Well, thank you all again for an incredible episode, and we'll see you next week.
All right.